Welcome back to Operation Pixel. We just sat through a long
Turok.
load screen. You're welcome, you didn't have to see it. Because it was long. How long was that? I can tell because I ended the last episode like right as we got to the load screen and started this one right when we did. It was a minute long.
Yeah,
That was a minute of loading. A solid minute of loading.
like I was just telling you. Oh, did my arrow just like...
I think it sparkled a little bit, maybe.
Sparkly? Oh, shit. I got him, though. I saw blood going all over.
Yeah, no, you definitely hit him. There's a little, like, too. Like the sound of a paintball hitting something.
Where are they?
He ran backwards. There's a little guy there, though, waiting for you.
I want my explosive arrows.
Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing you'd have fun with. How violent you like being and all.
I got ammo.
Oh, the music's getting more dramatic and exciting now.
Intensification. Oh, there he is. There they both are.
Yep.
At least I move fast.
Yeah, well,
Backwards.
it's helpful when there's a couple raptors chasing you.
Come on. Shit, I can't go back anymore.
Oh, you managed to live. I feel like it'd be fun if you could harvest resources from them. Like if you hack them up afterwards, you can get like leg of raptor meat, and then you
Or
can
like a bone for more
you
weapons.
can cook it later. But maybe I've just been playing too much Zelda lately.
It's quite possible, because you can totally get hooked on that.
Oh yeah. I mean, it happened to me the other day. I was playing another game. I forget which one it was, but I was playing a game, and I
Sweet, he didn't even respond.
Nice.
Just love it when that happens. You're
It just sparkled again. I don't know what causes your arrow to sparkle, or if it's completely
Nice.
meaningless. Might just be when you've pulled it back all the way, it sparkles.
You know what?
What's that?
I think we're getting close.
Oh, close to your favorite part?
Oh! I don't have grenades, though.
So, I don't think you need them.
I do. That's how I did it before.
Well, then... try it without, and then find grenades and come back. There's a couple reasons why we played this game, started it up. I mean, I think the first and simplest reason... Oh, hold on, really quick, I wanted to finish my story, about... playing another game.
Is that one right there?
I think so. Yep! That was the frog. I never get to finish my stories on this show. I think it's just an item.
How does a frog have that much gore?
Who knows? But yeah, that's what we always laughed about, was because there was more bloody chunks coming out of that frog than the frog has mass. It's like if you died and then 3 people's worth of limbs came flying off of you. It's like, what? How? How is this even?
How is this even thing?
I was playing a game that wasn't Zelda, and I saw like a ledge, and like it wasn't like a big ledge, but I was like, I could zoom down this a little bit faster if I used my parachute. My paraglider. From Zelda.
Oh.
The paraglider.
Oh, but you weren't playing Zelda?
I wasn't playing Zelda.
Oh.
So, I jumped down this little hill and I pressed the spacebar a second time to try and jump again. To activate the paraglider. And nothing happened. And I was like, oh man. You should probably just be using your axe. Like, ranged weapons, like...
That guy's surrendering.
Well, a lot of good that did him.
Yeah. I am not merciful.
But, yeah, you know, I just did it and I was like, oh right, I don't have a paraglider in this game. Because it becomes such a normal part.
Yeah.
I was also thinking after playing Zelda for a bit, I was like, you know what this game needs? A hook shot. And then I realized that it'd basically be almost just like Just Cause, right? You'd be like hook shotting and flying everywhere, basically. And I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that, it'd just be a little silly looking.
Oh, that's a pistol.
Can you dual wield them now?
No.
Would've
I'm
been funny.
looking for the second bow and arrow. There's 2.
Can you dual wield them?
No, but I upgrade it. And I know it's here because I was supposed to... Oh, shit. Come here.
Nice. It's kind of cool that you can charge your attacks.
I missed that time, apparently. Come here, come here. Well, how did you get me from there?
Because hitboxes in games are weird, especially older games. But yeah, so that was essentially my Zelda story. Moving along, I was going to talk about how there was...
There it is.
There was a couple reasons. Nice. We wanted to play Turok. And I was saying the first one is just that dinosaurs are cool.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Who doesn't want to play a game with dinosaurs in it?
Nobody.
The second reason is basically entirely because of the frogs. Like, I forget what it was, but one time Mike was showing me this game, or Ark was showing me this game, and, you know, there was no real big deal about it, just, we saw a frog, and I think he might have done it by throwing a grenade at the time, because he had, like, a nice pool with, like, 5 of them in it or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna overkill this frog.
Yeah, or
and
just
like
kill a bunch of frogs.
Fountain of geyser and blood and gore.
Yeah, it was just like a huge amount of just chunks went flying everywhere. We're like, whoa, what happened?
Just a little Easter egg of some kind of like.
I'm guessing from a game design perspective.
Damn it!
I'm guessing they have some sort of thing where like enemies when they die, if they die in like an explosive sort of way or something, they probably just always fly into chunks.
I just shot it with a pistol.
I know, but that's my... Like, they probably don't have, like, a death animation for the frog. Or they just made frogs special because they felt like it. I don't know.
It's possible, because, I mean, I was just, like, smacking deer and everything.
Yeah. But I feel like if you hit deers and these other guys with it, they would probably also be super chunky.
No, they are not. I've done it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out. I was just saying
That's why I was so...
My assumption...
It might just be frogs are funny like that.
Yeah, my assumption was just that everything explodes into chunks. And the frogs just get applied to that everything rule. So when it comes up...
I think it's just the frogs.
Could be just the frogs. We're going to have another minute-long load screen here.
It's possibilities.
I'm going to have to podcast through it.
I've been watching Disney movies lately.
Yeah?
How many Disney movies can you remember of that have like an on-screen death?
Oh boy, I don't think basically any of them have on-screen deaths.
I know. I mean, they always like fall off a cliff or.
Yeah, I think the most gruesome one was Tarzan.
Yeah, that's the first one that came to my mind. Was where it showed the silhouette of what was it, Clayton getting hung from the vine?
Yeah, basically he just straight up gets his neck snapped, and everyone's looking like, oh, and the lightning flashes or whatever, and you're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, actually, but no, I guess like Pirates of the Caribbean is Disney.
Yeah, technically, if you want to start including their cinematic stuff, live action stuff. Ew. The thing exploded like a frog.
Dead creatures. But yeah, like, I was thinking, like, which ones, like, included death? Like, most Disney movies actually included death.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, never, like, on screen, right?
Sure. Well, I feel like death is a great kind of storytelling device, right? Like, you know, even when you're a kid, you sort of get it. Like, you know, sure, it's a little, like, scary, but...
I can try it.
But kids aren't stupid, right? They understand what death is, more or less.
I can do this, too.
Or at least that everyone's sad and that character isn't coming back.
See if it blows up. Stop moving. Nope. Didn't blow up.
Yeah, maybe if you use an explosive, though.
I don't have any explosives.
Yeah, when you do, we'll find out. Because I'm sure you're going to use them on some helpless animal or another.
Oh. That's
just how you roll. But yeah, death is kind of useful in that sense. Because it sort of triggers a specific kind of like emotional reaction in a way.
Damn crocos.
They're too short.
But they can't turn around.
There
What? There's another one!
Yep. Three crocos.
They can't spin around, so I'm safe in their butt. They're a dumbass. They're a stego.
They're stegos.
You're such a stego.
But yeah, that's one thing. Reason why I don't really like it when things make death sort of like unimportant. Like in Dragon Ball, death is so meaningless. Like people die and they just come back stronger. They're like, yeah, whatever.
Oh, that wasn't a frog.
Or sometimes people, like, die in Dragon Ball, and they come back. So they're like, yeah, I got a 3-day pass. Just come back, whatever.
I'll train you.
Yeah, it's like... So what you're telling me here is that death has no meaning, no value. It's just like another thing that happens, and it changes nothing. Except now that character is technically labeled as dead.
They have a little halo.
Yeah, it's just so pointless that it's just like...
Why?
Yeah, there's basically no meaning to death. Someone dies on screen, and you're supposed to be like, no! That was my favorite character! And in this one, it's like, they'll be back. In fact, they're already back. Later that episode, they just show up with a halo, and they're like, not again! And you're like, yep, there he is.
I think I had seen a meme picture of, like, what was it, Krillin?
Yep.
Who was saying, like, yeah, he had that, like, look of, like, I can't believe you kind of thing. It's like, wait a minute. You mean there's a character that dies more than me, and then had a picture of Kenny from South Park?
Yeah. No, you
Like,
told
does
me
he really?
about that one.
But does he really die that much?
I'm not actually super familiar with Dragon Ball, and I don't want anyone who's watching this to feel like I'm trashing on Dragon Ball.
Butts.
I just don't like how they sort of make death so meaningless in Dragon Ball. Everything else in that show is probably pretty good, but
Except the fillers.
Yeah, well, nobody likes any fillers in anything. But yeah, I feel like Krillin died at least a few times during the show. He was like their favorite one to like motivate characters.
Didn't you tell me that he was like actually like the strongest like actual human character? Because like nobody's like really human.
That's what people start talking about. If you get into like Dragon Ball lore, people are like, dude, for a human, Krillin is insane, right? Like everybody he's dealing with are like god-level monsters from outer space.
But he's like a midget, isn't he?
And Krillin is straight up human. There's nothing special about him. He's just a human who's worked hard for his entire life and hung out with these insane monsters.
He's a midget.
Yeah, he's a little short, but I think he got his start as like a Shaolin monk.
I got monkeys.
Which is why he's so goddamn powerful. You know, Shaolin monks are.
Oh, yeah.
You don't mess with Shaolin monks.
If, like, Final Fantasy taught me anything.
Damn
it!
But yeah, what was the other one? Naruto. I think they did it even worse, because, like, in Dragon Ball, it sort of became a part of the, just the norm, right? Like, that was just the physics of the world they lived in.
But yeah, in, like, Naruto, they were like, okay, death is real, but then, like...
Yeah, and also everybody comes back when it's convenient.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Or you meet some sort of, like, poltergeist of them, or a ghost of
Yeah.
some kind, or whatever.
It just felt like some kind of, like, fan service parade. And I was like, there's no value to this.
I lost interest
They just wanted to bring back everybody's favorite characters.
I lost interest in Naruto a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's sad, because I was really into it in high school.
Like, it wasn't bad. Like, pretty early on, it had this sort of, like, fun kind of, like, you know, adventure to it.
The shonen, right?
Yeah, and then it became kind of serious. And I like serious stuff for the most part, so I was still sort of okay with it during, like, the early Shippuden days.
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, but it sort of just became this kind of political drama-esque kind of thing. And the battles became so excessively over the top that it was kind of hard to, like, believe it anymore. It became hard to believe it! That was completely on accident. Oh, man.
I love how you, like, started laughing at yourself.
I know. I just suddenly realized, I was like, it's hard to believe it. Anyways.
Smooth.
Yeah. Also, on the topic of monks really quick, though, and you said Final Fantasy, reminded me that we recently played some Dungeons and Dragons and you played a monk.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was a paladin.
In the apartment. We had a little goblin apartment adventure where you played a monk.
Oh, yeah!
And you had some good times.
Yeah, I'm playing Rambo right here, right, dude.
Nice. Yeah. Oh! You're lucky he didn't notice an arrow fly an inch away from his head.
I think there's actually one up here, too.
Probably. They do blend in because of the resolution.
Oh, there he is. I love this tech bow, dude.
Yeah, I can see. Like, that makes the bow so much more useful. Like, you can actually aim with it now. That's nice.
And I got it, like, on the second, like, not even the level. Like, the second load screen.
Yeah, basically. Second area. I don't think I'm going to be able to snipe that guy from this far. Oh!
Oh!
I've been proven wrong.
Oh, he's still alive, though.
Oh.
No, he's not.
But yeah, no, monks in 5th edition D&D are pretty cool, too.
I also kind of had fun playing a, believe it or not, a, bard.
Yeah? No, bards are pretty great in 5th edition, too. Like, you didn't even get to the good levels of bard. Later on, bards get ridiculous.
Well, I know it's like a big old joke that you played a bard. It's Zaboomafoo!
It's probably one of, like, the least kind of, like, outwardly appealing classes.
Yeah, because you're like, mm.
Yeah, it's like...
Nobody wants... In D&D, nobody wants to be, like, the healer or whatever, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, healer's always kind of a tough role. Because then everybody's sort of, like... expecting you to basically make sure they look cool. Like...
Buff my stats.
This is one thing I've noticed with healers, is there's a lot of times where you literally cannot win without a good healer.
Yeah, I always have rain in...
But here's the thing. Like, once the battle's over, you're like, man, my guy's really kicked butt. And you don't realize that if that healer wasn't there, you couldn't have won. So the healer gets, like, none of the credit, even though it was literally impossible without them.
Yeah.
I've noticed that in a lot of, like, group-based games, mainly.
Look how I'm climbing.
Yeah, with no arms. I bet it's like Halo. Do you remember when we looked at Master Chief running up the ladder?
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Good times.
Oh, how do I change... Ah, there we go.
But yeah, bards end up getting pretty cool in 5th edition, because, like, even though they sound like they're probably just going to be, like...
I got bored of the game after a while, so I just
games.
started being silly.
Uh-huh.
I don't like jumping around this, like, pit of death.
Uh-huh.
Like, playing my little lute. It's like, la, la, la. And the guy's like, the guy's weird.
Yep.
I'm feeling weird. I'm gonna make this guy barf. Oh.
Oh, cool. He's explaining
Maybe
to you
not.
how to use the game mechanics.
Whoa! Whoa! What was that?
That's a good question. Oh, someone saw you and, like, immediately shot you. Wow. Oh, someone's got explosives.
Grenades. Whoa! Grenade, 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 grenade!
Yeah, we saw that one.
Okay.
Alright, well, I wanted to finish some stories, because we're about done with this episode. And we'll come back next time. And maybe, who knows, we'll talk more about bards and stuff.
Shit! 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 Shit!
Nice.
I'm alive. I thought I was gonna die. I caught the vines the very last second. I fell all the way from up there
Yeah.
down there and grabbed the vines at the bottom.